what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this very luxurious, very modern townhouse. Townhouses are one of my favorite things to make because you don't just have to stop at making one townhouse. The point is that the pattern is supposed to be repeatable, so you can make them next to each other and you can keep going and going and going. And the same is true for this one. Let me show you what it looks like when you take this and make multiples next to each other. Well, you end up with something that looks exactly like this, and I've got to tell you, this looks insane. I love how this looks, and I would highly recommend that once you've built one townhouse, maybe you should go ahead and make another one in a different color right next to your first one. You'll end up with a really nice set of houses that can really fill a city and really look great. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. It helps me out, it helps the channel out, and I'll end up building loads more cool stuff like this. So without any further ado, let me show you how to make this thing, or these things. So if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some blue concrete. And just to point this out, you don't have to use blue. You could use yellow or red or any color you like. But we will be needing black concrete, white concrete, light grey concrete, quartz slabs, white stained glass pane, white stained glass block, a door, and if you want to do the very little bit of garden out in front of the house, you'll need lime terracotta, green terracotta, some flowers, and some stone slabs. So we're going to begin this build right here. These houses all take up roughly like a 20 by 20 block area. It depends whether you want to have the garden or not. It really does depend, but a 20 by 20 block area is pretty safe. We're going to start the build by placing a row of 5 light grey concrete coming up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to go left of that 5th concrete by 6 with the grey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect that down to the ground. Place a row of light grey concrete to the right, with a row of grey concrete to the right of that. Inside of this empty space here, we want to be able to place a door in the center. We want to be able to then place black concrete all around the door, coming up as high as the inside of the frame. And place a glass block just above the door. The effect that we're looking for is this. Once you've done that, we can continue on. So behind this door, you basically just want to take the top row of grey concrete, and you just want to extend it one row inwards like this. And you want to, on top of that row of grey concrete, you want to stack an entire row of blue concrete. Starting from the left hand side of the blue concrete, you want to place a row of 4 black concrete coming upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a row of 2 blue, 1, 2, 4 black, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to do 2 things. We want to go to the left with the blue concrete by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we want to place in front of those last 7 blocks, we want to place grey concrete. So starting from this, we want to place grey concrete. Going to the right, we want to place a row of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can also connect that 7th block down to the ground as well to create this shape. I know that this is sort of complicated, but that's what we want to have so far. We then want to, continuing from our black concrete, we want to place a row of 3 additional blue concrete coming upwards. 1, 2, and 3. Then place a black concrete to the left. And then place another one. Place 3 rows of glass on top of this. 1, 2, 3. On top of the black. Place another row of black. Then you want to place quartz slabs in front of the lower half of the black concrete and the upper half of the black concrete, at the bottom and the top, to create this sort of effect. We want to take the 2 previous rows of black concrete and we want to do similar things to them. We want to take the top and bottom blocks and we want to place 2 light grey going right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Place black concretes going right of the light grey and connect them in the center. Place glass filling in the space in between these windows, because that's what these are. Place quartz slab on the lower half and upper halves of the light grey concrete, like this. So quartz slabs in front of the upper halves light grey concrete, and quartz slabs on the lower half of the windows. I'm sure it makes sense. You guys will be able to see what we've done there anyway. A couple more touches that might not make any sense until later. Where we have this long row of grey concrete, we want to place 2 additional rows of concrete coming back from it. So this big long row, we want to place 1 row of grey concrete coming back, and then 2 rows. That'll make more sense later on. You can even destroy the blue at the top of the concrete, so that it's like a solid row of grey, to give us this shape. I know, it's really weird, but it'll make sense. We then want to, on the right hand side of the build, where we have this row of light grey concrete, we want to extend the row upward. So this row, we want to add 11 more light grey on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like this. It should be as high as the windows. We're going to add a row of blue directly behind this. And we're going to take that row of blue and we're going to extend it upwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 7 upper left diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We want to go left by 1, and then we want to do 7 bottom left diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to connect downwards, like this. We should end up with a shape that looks very, very similar to that. We can now fill this in. So if you come to the back, it's actually a bit easier. We want to fill this entire left-hand side of the townhouse in using our blue concrete. It'll be fairly easy to figure out where you've got to fill it in. You just fill it in between the lines. You'll be able to see easier from once I've actually done this, or alternatively, I mean, it is quite easy to see what you got to do. And you've already seen the townhouse in completion anyway, so I'm sure that you'll be able to figure that out. It's basically just where all the windows are. We just want to completely fill this thing in with the blue concrete, or whatever color it is that you want to use. I mean, any color should look pretty good, honestly. Except brown. Brown probably won't look good. Probably not. I would not recommend that. Nice bright colours though. So that's what we want to have so far. Looking good. Let's continue on. So next thing we've got to do is, if we come all the way down to the bottom of our townhouse, we want to, on the left hand side here, where we have this row of 3 grey concrete, we want to take the middle block, which is this one, and we want to go left of it by 6 with the blue concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place white concrete directly on top of that, with light grey behind that. Take the most leftist light grey concrete and place 13 on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And go right with your light grey until you connect to your dark grey. Place an additional row of light grey underneath that top row of light grey, like this. Take out your black concrete. You want to place a row of black concrete in this position, cutting the window space in half, sort of. It's in that position. You want to have 1 row to the right of the black concrete and 3 rows to the left. We want to place a row of glass at the base of this. Place a row of black on top of the glass. And then 2 more rows of glass. 1 and 2. Place 3 rows of grey. 1, 2, 3. Place a row of glass. A row of black. Fill in the rest of the area with glass. Cool. Now, take out your white concrete. Where you have these rows of light grey and black, place white in front of them, completely covering the area. you'll be able to see what effect this will yield once you've actually done it. There you go. So you can see that those areas that have the light grey and black mixed into them, we simply want to cover the entire span using white concrete. It looks great. Let's move on to the side now, because just to point this out, just to show you what it looks like once this is done. This is the front pretty much done. We're now going to move on to the sides. So the left-hand side is where we're going to begin, and we're going to take this very bottom blue concrete. It's not light blue concrete at the base of the build. We want to extend this backwards by 13. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're now looking forwards towards our townhouse. We want to go left of that block we want to go left of it by 5 with the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then you can place a grey concrete if you like, and extend it 1 block towards you. You can go up on top of that grey concrete by 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It should be as high as the row on the front. We also want to extend this row backwards by 2 rows. So that's going to be 1 row, and then 2 rows coming backwards into the actual house itself. Now, on top of this row of blue that we have at the base, we want to stack a row of white, with a row of light grey behind it. We then want to take this end light grey and we want to extend it up by 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll then extend that towards the dark grey. We'll place a row of light grey underneath this. And we will place a row of black that cuts the area in two. So the area closest to the grey, there should just be 1 row. And on the right hand side, there should be 3 rows. It's the same as the front of the house pretty much. We then, starting from the base, on top of the light grey, want to stack a row of glass with black concrete on top. Then 2 rows of glass, 1, and then this will be 2. 2, there we go. And then we're going to do 3 rows of grey, 1, 2, 3. Then a row of glass. Then a row of black. Then 2 rows of glass. Like that. Okay, cool. So that's what we want to have so far. What we also want to do is we want to take this row of grey concrete that we have up at the top here. We want to take the topmost outward row and we want to extend it to the right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like that. We're going to place a row of blue directly behind it. And then an additional row of blue behind that. Like so. We want to take the middle row of blue, I do believe it is this middle row of blue, and we want to extend it up by 3. 1, 2, and 3, like this. We then want to do 7 upper left diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Left by 1. Then 7 bottom left diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Connect that 7th block down to the ground, like so. So we want to have this. We want to take out our white concrete and we want to place white concrete in front of the light grey / black areas, once again going horizontally in front of and across the build like this. So just like this at the top and the middle, we just want to have something which should look exactly like that. Looking great. Now at the top of the build, we want to add another window. So you see that window on the front of the house? We want the same on the back. So to achieve that, we simply take these middle 2 blue blocks and we add 2 rows underneath. 1, 2. Then a row of black concrete. 3 rows of white stained glass paint. 1, 2. There we go. And 3. And then we want to simply add black concrete underneath. The entire rest of the back can be filled in using blue concrete. So the entire rest of the back can just completely be filled in using blue concrete or whatever it is you use. Like if you wanted to make it out of yellows, I'm looking at mine now, or if you wanted to make it out of red, I can't tell you. I've literally just before this tutorial, I just made all 3 of those in a row just to kind of show them off, to show you guys what you could do with multiple townhouses, and I'm really digging it. I really like how they all look stacked together. It'd be kind of cool if there were even more of them. I don't know what that would look like. That would look insane. Maybe I'll even do some more at some point. Just make a massive row of them. But the entire point is, the back wants to be filled in. And we're going to, with our quartz slab, add in a quartz slab at the bottom of the window and the top of the window for the big middle top window on the back of the house. The back of the house is otherwise blank, as is the right-hand side of the house. The right-hand side of the house can simply be connected together at the top using blue concrete, and it can be filled in. You see, I didn't really want to have all of the sides of the house exposed. A cool thing about townhouses, like I said, is that you know, you're not meant to have that much on these sides of them, because they could so easily be slotted in the middle of each other. For instance, that yellow townhouse right there might as well not have a left-hand side or a right-hand side, because you can't see it whatsoever. That's why the front is so interesting, and that's why the back is also almost equally as interesting as well. And it's also good that the house doesn't completely rely upon windows for detail, and it just really kind of just sticks out by itself. But the point of the matter is that that side of the house is filled in. We have to fill in this left-hand side of the house. So the left-hand side of the house, I did opt to do a little bit of detail. So what we're going to do here is we're going to connect the left-hand side of the house together at the top. So where we have this row of dark blue, we're just going to connect it together at the top. So you have like, how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 rows of dark blue. We're going to connect them together left to right, like this. So we're just going to build them up. We're going to connect them all together, like so. We're going to place a row of dark blue on the left and a right inside. So we want to have something which should look like that. We then want to place a row of light grey concrete coming all the way around inside of this. So this will basically look like a big rectangular shape. Just a nice big light grey rectangle. We want to place white concrete inside of this rectangle. So simply white concrete inside the rectangle, looking good. That serves an additional purpose. I'll show you later. You can either, if you want, turn this into a big window, which I would not recommend, or you can fill it in with light grey. So this adds a bit of pattern to the side of the townhouse, because of course, if you've just got one townhouse, then you might want some additional detail, but if it is kind of like cramped in between two, then it doesn't matter what's on the side anyway. But if this is an end townhouse, as you can kind of see like with this red one, it's kind of cool if you take that row of white and you extend it outwards. It adds a nice bit of detail. It really does. It does add a nice little bit of detail coming out of the side of the townhouse. I really like it. So those are all of the sides pretty much filled in. The roof's really simple. Let me show you. So the side of the roof is going to be made out of grey concrete. You want to place a row of grey concrete on the left-hand side or right-hand side of the townhouse. Extend that grey concrete out of the front by 1 row. Go to the right of it by 1. Up 1. Right 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 1. You guys get the idea, right? It just like goes up the side of the house, kind of like steak. And then it comes down. Down, right, 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 down, right. And then it comes across the back of the house. It pokes out of the back of the house. And then it's right up, 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 right. And then we're coming down again. Down, right, 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 and down, right. So you can see that that is like the edge of the roof that we've done there. Very simple. And it looks good. I mean, it's like a simple roof, but it really fits. We need light grey concrete because we're just going to simply slap some light grey concrete in between the roof. So we want to connect the front and the back of the roof together using light grey concrete. You can just use one colour if you want. If you simply just use the dark grey concrete, that works. If you want, what happened there? If you want to use some white concrete as well, white also works very, very nicely too. But I like the two shades. Like, white is so much lighter than the grey that I really like the two tones to be a little bit closer to each other, unless you're really trying to make it stick out. But it doesn't matter, you can do whatever you want, whatever you feel fits best. I think that I made the original might even be white, or I tried white and then I changed it because I didn't like it. I go through all sorts of different little colour schemes and stuff with these houses, guys. I tried all sorts of, like anywhere that you might have seen like grey or black or light grey, that's probably been a few different colours before I actually settled on the ones that I've chose. Yeah, that's pretty much true for most things. Like, the reason that I've chose a particular colour is because I probably weeded out all of the other colours that I thought about, and that one looks best, or at least looks best to me. I always have my own personal preferences, as I'm sure you guys do too. So that, ladies and gentlemen, so far is... Oh, I'm causing a real mess. That, ladies and gentlemen, so far is what we want to have. I turned flight off by accident, but it worked out. That's the townhouse, right? That's the townhouse. If you like, you can add a little bit of garden in front of it, though. You can start from the very front bottom left-hand corner, which is here, and we can place like a row of 6 grey concrete coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can extend this to the right, and we can drag it about as far as where we have this vertical row of light grey. We can extend a row of grey concrete coming out of the right hand side of the house that comes about as far out as the row that we've just made. Looks very modern as well. We can place some bushes and some pathing. So we can take the 3 middle rows of the doorway, the entranceway, we can dig them out like this. And we can fill them in with stone slabs. This is bringing it as far as the end of the path, like where the wall is, like that. We can place a row of poppies, or your equivalent flower, just in front of the house like this to give it a bit of life. You can even plant some bushes if you like. I don't actually have these on me, but like a bush in this corner looks alright. That's just like a 3 by 3 with one in the middle. And then if you want to make it look just that tad more modern, if you do want to reel it in a little bit, destroy the grass where you can, because you won't be able to destroy the grass where you have the poppies, unless you choose to put them in flower pots, but I don't like to see rows and rows and rows and rows of pots. But then, if you just alternate between green terracotta and lime terracotta, then it looks very, very modern. Looks like a very well-kept lawn, a very well-kept garden. And there's not too much of it, so it's not really a pain to do. And you'll end up with something that actually looks a lot, and by a lot I mean it looks exactly like that. And that is your townhouse. And if you don't want to have a townhouse, or if you don't want to have just a row of townhouses, if you just want a house all by itself, this works very, very well. It looks great by itself, which is a great component of it. But that's what you should hopefully be looking at. Please do remember that if you don't want to stop at one, simply repeat the tutorial and build another one next to it. So imagine that this is the house that you've just made, this blue one, right? You literally start the build just to the left, like there's no space in between. You start the build just to the left of it. You see that the row of light grey connects to the row of dark grey, and it's very, very easy to do. You guys will be able to see exactly how they all slot together, and I'm hoping that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. So if you have enjoyed it, guys, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really, really appreciate that. It helps me out a lot, helps the channel out. It just makes me happy when I see likes. If you do enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you subscribe, click the little bell next to the subscription button, and please do ensure that you just keep up with the channel. If you see something you like, click on it, hit that like button. It just helps me out, it really does. And if you do want to see more stuff by me, please do leave a comment. If you'd like to see some more modern townhouses, some more modern builds, some more whatever, leave a comment for it down below. And if you do want to see more stuff by me in general, please do check out the card system, the description below. We build all sorts of stuff around here. This is actually a pretty impressive view. I did kind of abandon building my city, and I did just sort of start building stuff in random places. But if you do want to build all sorts of stuff, you can see that we do build literally just about everything around here. please check out the card system in the description below. We build everything. Like if you wanted to make some city projects, I've got a city builds playlist. If you wanted to make some more townhouses and stuff, then you can see that we kind of do those. We've got all sorts of stuff. Modern houses, we've got suburban, we've got all sorts of stuff, guys. But that's pretty much everything. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.